His ship was crushed. His food was gone. Antarctica was trying to kill him and 27 men. He lost the mission. He refused to lose the men. The year is 1914. The whole world is in chaos. A war is about to begin, one so big and so terrible that people will later call it the First World War. Countries are picking sides. Soldiers are being called up. Millions of lives are about to be turned upside down. And in the middle of all this, one man in Ireland is thinking about something completely different. His name is Ernest Shackleton. He is short, stocky, and absolutely obsessed with one idea: walking across Antarctica from one side to the other. Not flying, not driving, walking. Across the coldest, most dangerous place on Earth. Why would anyone want to do this? Because no one had ever done it before. Both the North Pole and the South Pole had already been reached by explorers. Shackleton himself had once come within 97 miles of the South Pole on an earlier trip before bad conditions forced him to turn back. That near miss bothered him deeply. He needed a new challenge. He needed to do something that nobody had ever done. Crossing Antarctica on foot was, at that time, the last truly great adventure left for explorers to attempt. Here is one of the most important things to understand about Shackleton. He was not reckless or foolish. He did not rush into dangerous situations without thinking. He spent 4 full years planning this expedition. 4 years of studying weather, ice, supply routes, equipment, and every other detail he could think of. He had a special ship built just for this journey, designed and crafted by expert Norwegian shipbuilders using the strongest wood available. Every single part of the ship was made to handle the crushing pressure of polar ice. He named the ship Endurance, which came from his family's motto, "By endurance we conquer." That name would turn out to mean more than he ever expected. Before anything else, though, he needed a crew, and so he placed what might be the most honest job advertisement ever written in a London newspaper. It said something like this: "Men wanted for a dangerous journey, low pay, extreme cold, long months of total darkness. Returning home safely is uncertain. Honor and recognition if we succeed." He told people straight up that they might not come back alive, and yet over 5,000 men applied. 5,000 people wanted this job. That says something remarkable about the spirit of that era. Shackleton chose 27 men. He picked them not only for their skills, scientists, sailors, a carpenter, a cook, but also for their personalities. He needed people who could handle not just extreme cold and physical hardship, but also the mental and emotional strain of being trapped far from home with no way out. He needed people who would not fall apart when things got really bad. As it turned out, this was one of the smartest decisions he ever made. On August 8, 1914, just days after Britain entered the war, the Endurance left England. They sailed south through the Atlantic Ocean, stopping in Argentina, then at a whaling station on South Georgia Island, a remote outpost that would be the last sign of human civilization they would see for a very long time. Even before they reached the ice, something unexpected happened. A young man named Percy Blackborough had secretly hidden himself on the ship. He stayed hidden in a locker until the Endurance was too far out to sea to turn around. Then he revealed himself. Shackleton was angry. He told the young stowaway that if food ran short, stowaways would be the first ones eaten. But the young man was brave and willing to work hard. Shackleton respected that. Blackborough was given a job and quickly earned the trust of the whole crew. That act of sneaking onto the ship would later almost kill him. On December 5, 1914, the ship left South Georgia and headed into the Weddell Sea, one of the most dangerous stretches of water on the planet. The sea ice that year was much heavier than usual. The crew pushed through enormous slabs of floating ice for weeks, making slow and difficult progress. Then, on January 18, 1915, with the coast of Antarctica actually visible in the distance, just one day's sail away, the ice closed in around the ship. It happened fast. Massive chunks of pack ice locked around the hull from all sides, gripping the ship like a giant frozen fist. The crew tried everything to break free. They hacked at the ice with picks. They ran the engines until they nearly ran out of fuel. Nothing worked. The ship was completely stuck. To make things worse, the ice was not solid enough to walk across to reach the land they could almost see from the deck. They were so close to their destination, and yet completely, heartbreakingly unable to get there. The Antarctic winter was coming, and in this part of the world, winter means total darkness. Not just short days, but no sun at all. 24 hours of darkness, every single day for months on end. Being trapped like this, stuck in the dark, in the cold, with nowhere to go and nothing to do, would destroy most people mentally. Studies on humans in prolonged darkness and isolation show serious effects: depression, paranoia, anger, even madness. But Shackleton refused to let that happen. He created structure and routine for the men, regular meals, work schedules even when there was no real work to do. He encouraged games, competitions, storytelling, music, and humor. The ship's photographer set up a darkroom. The crew organized dog sled races on the ice. They performed comedy skits. They celebrated birthdays and holidays. Shackleton personally arranged who slept next to whom, making sure upbeat personalities were paired with those who tended toward gloom. Most importantly, Shackleton led from the front. He ate with his men, worked alongside them, listened to their concerns. He stayed calm even when things looked hopeless. His calmness was contagious. Incredibly, the men stayed mentally healthy. They stayed together. They stayed human. But the ice had no interest in morale. When spring arrived in September 1915, the warming temperatures caused the ice to begin breaking up. This sounds like good news. It was not. As the giant ice sheets began to shift and grind against each other, the pressure on the Endurance became enormous. The hull groaned. The beams bent. Water began pouring in. The pumps could not keep up. On October 27, 1915, Shackleton gave the order to abandon the ship. The crew took everything they could carry: food, tools, clothing, 3 small lifeboats, and the photographer's precious negatives, though Hurley had to smash most of his glass photo plates because they were too heavy to carry, keeping only the very best ones. They moved everything onto the ice and watched as their ship was slowly swallowed by the frozen sea. On November 21st, the Endurance sank forever beneath the ice. 28 men were now stranded on a floating sheet of ice in the middle of the Antarctic Ocean. They had 3 small boats, limited food, and no way to contact anyone. Nobody knew where they were. Nobody was coming to rescue them. Shackleton's first plan was to march to a place called Paulet Island, about 346 miles away, where emergency supplies had been stored. They dragged the boats on sleds across the ice. After a full day of exhausting work, they had traveled exactly 1 mile. Shackleton stopped them. Marching was pointless. Instead, they would camp on the ice and let the natural movement of the pack carry them closer to land. They set up camp. They hunted seals and penguins for food. They read. They played cards. They tried to stay positive. Months passed. The ice drifted, but in the wrong direction. Their food ran low. One by one, the sled dogs had to be shot because there was not enough food to keep them alive. The men cried openly. On August 30th, 1916, a rescue ship finally broke through the ice. Shackleton stood at the front of the boat. As they approached the island, he counted the people on the shore. All 22 men were alive. Every single person who had set out on this expedition came home. All 28 of them. Not one life was lost. Ernest Shackleton never crossed Antarctica. His mission failed completely by any practical measure. And yet the Endurance expedition is remembered as one of the greatest leadership and survival stories in human history. Because when everything went wrong, when the ship sank, when the darkness came, when the odds of survival fell to almost nothing, Shackleton found a way to keep every single person alive. That was not luck. That was leadership. In 2022, the wreck of the Endurance was found on the ocean floor 107 years after it sank. The ship was still upright, and the name Endurance was still clearly visible on its stern. Some things are built to last.